Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where in today's video I'm going to be doing a Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta review for you guys. And I know you're thinking the beta ended like 3 or 4 weeks ago, which is actually really crazy to think of. So why am I making this review now? Well, first of all, I plan on doing this review for the multiplayer beta, kind of put out my opinions out there, features that are in the game, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I really did want to make this video, but there were some other videos I wanted to make first, like the gunship video, trying to show off that as like some gameplay that I earned. And then of course there was like also information about the Blackout beta that I want to put out here on my channel as well. So there was some other videos I wanted to put out here on my channel before I actually made a full-on review, and I definitely planned on making this review after the beta was over anyway. So anyway, let's get right into the beta now. So the first thing I want to mention is that throughout the whole time that I was playing the beta, now keep in mind I only played the beta on my Xbox. I never experienced it on the PlayStation 4, but I played it on my Xbox One X. Keep in mind, I'm not sure if there is a huge difference between the X and the actual One when it comes to Black Ops 4's multiplayer beta, but from my experience, the game performed very well. Like, I was actually very shocked how well the game actually performed on my Xbox One, and I'm not just saying that because I play on like this really like high def HD monitor on an Xbox One X and stuff like that. Honestly, like from the previous betas that I've played, like for Call of Duty anyway, like I can remember like in Black Ops 3, like I had trouble with like the main menu and stuff like that, and then World War II I think has a couple problems as well, maybe with Infinite Warfare. And I don't know, for some reason the previous Call of Duty betas, I just like the performance issues, they just were like kind of annoying, you know, like, and there's stuff like in the main menu, like for some reason I couldn't connect to the online servers even though everyone else can. I'm not sure if that was on my end or not, but yeah, for some reason this time actually playing the Black Ops 4 beta, I didn't have any of those issues at all. Like the game ran very well. I didn't really notice any like super hardcore glitches or anything that were like super repeatedly annoying and stuff like that. So I will say this, I honestly think that the Black Ops 4's multiplayer is going to be pretty much set in stone when it comes out on October 12th. I mean, just from like how it performed, I'm just very surprised that for a beta, it seemed to actually perform pretty dang well. And the next thing I want to talk about is Specialists, because Specialists play a huge role here in Black Ops 4. So they were introduced in Black Ops 3, but they don't work the same way as they do in Black Ops 4. So some of these characters that we saw in Black Ops 3 are returning, and they have like the same weapons. Like for example, we have Seraph, right? She has her Annihilator, which is the exact same thing. We have Ruin, who has the Grav Slam. It's the same thing as the gravity spikes he had in Black Ops 3. It just acts the same way, it just looks different is all. Instead of like these two spikes, he has like this one giant like hammer thing, I guess you can say. But yeah, and you know, but the thing is, earning these like specialist weapons or these main specialist abilities for each of these characters, you kind of charge them up through kills, playing the objective, or just playing the game throughout over time and stuff like that. But the thing that they make these characters so unique is that you kind of use your specialist weapons and abilities for actual like teammate purposes, like for actual teamwork purposes, I should say. And like for example, like, you know, I will admit though, with the Ruin specialist is kind of more a selfish kind of specialist to use, because he doesn't really benefit anyone on your team necessarily. The only thing I can really think of is if you're playing like domination or hardpoint or something like that, and there's a lot of enemies in like the hardpoint, for example, then whoever is running Ruin can actually go over there, use his Grav Slam, and kill them all, and then your teammates can also hop on the objective with you, and you can start collecting points for your team, right? That's the only like reason I can see Ruin being like acceptable for actually using teamwork. But if you use other specialists, for example, like Crash, he has the TAC 5, which actually gives more health to players. He heals players first, and then he gives them additional health, which is really useful in like every single gunfight that you're in. So like you might have like a really crappy player on your team, and he might not have fast reflexes or anything like that when he's shooting an enemy, and so like what could happen, and I mean you kind of have to time it right. It's a little bit hard to time these like situations right, that your teammate could be fighting someone and they're about to die, but they're also shooting at the enemy too, like they're getting hit markers and stuff like that, but they might not be perfectly accurate. But with like the Crash, you use the TAC-5, you could heal them in the middle of that gunfight. They could gain all their health back, go up to like 200, and then they might be able to win the gunfight, which I'm not gonna lie, this actually happened to me a couple times. I lost gunfights because the enemy player got healed by their Crash person. I was just like super unlucky. But anyway, yes, the specialists in this game, like, I love their abilities. They're all very unique. They all even have like a piece of gear that's also unique as well, like Battery. Her like gear is basically like a cluster grenade. It's like a Sentex grenade, but only it like shoots out into like multiple grenades after it explodes the first time. Also, I believe Ruin has the grappling hook, which is pretty cool. You can use some really cool combos with the grappling hook and Grav Slam. And then like what I mentioned earlier, Crash, his main ability is of course healing all the players and giving them additional health, but his gear is actually ammo, and I think a lot of people need to take advantage of this because, you know, yes, it is extra ammo, and for me personally that's very useful if I'm someone who's not using Scavenger, which I usually run Scavenger, but if I'm not running Scavenger on my creative class, then I'll like definitely deploy like a ammo box down so that way I can grab more ammo. But the cool thing about the ammo, I do believe they do more damage to kill streaks if I'm not like mistaken, so that's pretty cool as well. So moving on from the specialist here, there's also manually healing. So this is very new to the Call of Duty franchise. So we've never had I can't even say it. It's manual healing. So in previous Call of Duty games, to actually heal your own character in multiplayer, you would basically just sit in a corner and you wait for your like red screen to go away and you just assume that you're all healed up, right? But in this game, that does not happen. To actually heal yourself, you have to press the left bumper on your controller and whatever key it is on your keyboard if you're playing on a PC, and you have to actually heal yourself, which I think is pretty cool. Like, honestly, I didn't know how I was going to think of this feature because I'm so used to the automatic healing in Call of Duty, but with this manual healing, I can choose whenever I want to heal myself, right? So like if I'm in a gunfight, you know, like I get in this gunfight with this one guy, right? But then he like injures me really bad. I have like 10 health or something like that, but I know other enemies are about to come and get me. Like in other Call of Duty games, I would have to wait and heal, you know, but in this game, I can choose to heal right away, right? Especially like the stim shot equipment can make me heal way faster, and so I can start getting into the gunfights a lot easier. And it's just, I don't know, I'm just saying that manual healing is an absolutely amazing feature in the game, and I would not mind it being in future Call of Duty games at all. I'm just saying that right now. So I think that's really cool. And also the multiplayer maps. Kind of want to talk about the multiplayer maps here a little bit. They're actually pretty cool. I really like the way they look, like especially Contraband. Like the water on the map is just so beautiful, so bright and colorful. Oh my goodness, like I love how maps are bright and colorful. I think every Call of Duty map should be bright and colorful. I mean, here and there should be some kind of darker tone maps so it can like change like kind of the mood, I guess, for the map, I guess you can say, you know. But for the most part, the maps that we were able to play in the beta are very beautiful. Now, the way they play are pretty good as well, I suppose. I will say Contraband, yes, it's probably like the better looking map in the game that I've seen so far. But in terms of playing, like especially like Domination, it's just very weird. For some reason, the game mode Domination, I don't know what the deal is, but the spawns are just horrible, and I don't know, Domination does not play very well on the multiplayer maps that I've experienced. So maybe it'll be different if we play on some of those throwback maps like Firing Range, because that's going to be in the full game when it comes out. So maybe Domination will play well in that map. I'm not really too sure. But, you know, another thing I would like to mention is that the multiplayer maps aren't very good for, I guess, like air score streaks. And I'm talking about like attack helicopters, especially the gunship, you know, like especially like the map Hacienda. Like most, like 80% of the map Hacienda is basically just the building, right? It's just this giant mansion, and that takes up like 80% of the map. So if you call in a gunship, you're not going to get like any kills at all, because I remember the second time I earned myself a gunship in the beta, I was on the map Hacienda and I barely got any kills. I was able to like spawn kill them at this one point, but then they spawned on the other side of the map and I couldn't see them, and then they were able to get inside the mansion and I couldn't kill them because they're undercover, right? So I'm hoping when the full game comes out, there's not going to be a lot of multiplayer maps that have like a lot of indoor areas, because when I earn myself a like high kill streak or high score streak, excuse me, and it's like a helicopter, the gunship, a hellstorm, lightning strike, I'm expecting to get kills with those score streaks because I want to get rewarded, right? So I'm really hoping that there's not a lot of indoor areas for the multiplayer maps when the full game comes out. That was kind of like my little concern right there. And then the score streaks themselves, like what about them? Are they actually pretty good? So yeah, honestly, like the time of using the gunship, I might have only used it twice, but they do kill enemies pretty well. The gunship is a little bit hard to use, especially when you're using like the machine gun, like so when you're like cycling through the weapons, you get to like the machine gun part. I will admit it is kind of hard to kill enemies with the machine gun part, but for the most part, the gunship is very good to use. You just gotta make sure the enemies are like not inside buildings and you want to kill them before they actually get undercover. So yeah, just be aware of that. And then of course the Hellstorm I think is absolutely amazing. They buffed it I think in weekend 2 and it just kills people. It reminds me of the Black Ops 2 Hellstorm, which is good because I love using the Black Ops 2 Hellstorm and I think it performs just as well as that one, which is awesome. The one score streak, however, I'm not a huge fan of, and it's actually the lowest score streak in the game. It's the RCXD, and the reason why I'm complaining about this is actually because it acts exactly the same as we saw in like the HCXD from Black Ops 3, and of course the RCXD from the first and second Black Ops game. I mean, it acts exactly the same as those. The only problem is when I used it, it could not go up a staircase. Like I don't know what the deal was. For some reason, the RCXD in the game, like if you're going upstairs, it just moves really slowly. Now I will admit though, there is an actual jump button for the RCXD, so you could just jump up the stairs, but I feel like you should still be able to go up them with wheels. I don't know, I feel like that's just a little weird. That's the only one I really have a complaint about. So hopefully they fix that when the full game comes out. I don't really know what the deal with that was. And then the next thing I want to talk about is weapon balancing. So like, are all the weapons balanced? Like, is there like one weapon that is like completely overpowered over the other? Because that's something we don't want in a Call of Duty game, at least not for me personally. So from my experience, the weapon balancing seems to be pretty decent. The only thing that's kind of broken about the weapon balancing is like the certain weapon mods that you can get. And now there's this one sniper, I don't remember what the weapon mod attachment is, but basically like you can hip fire with it, and when you hip fire with the sniper bullet has 100% guarantee that it will actually like kind of like go into like wherever your crosshairs are at. Like the bullet won't go outside your crosshairs, so it makes no scoping so much easier, and that pisses me off honestly, because my worst enemy in like pretty much any video game are snipers. Like I cannot stand snipers. A lot of people say shotguns are more annoying. No, snipers are more annoying. I mean, people try and quick scope all the time. Like a sniper should not be able to kill me at close range, and if it makes it like a no scoping easier, then that just kind of pisses me off in all honesty. But then there's like that one variant, I cannot remember the name of it. I want to say it starts with an H, but I can't remember. But anyway, there's this one assault rifle that looks like the Scar that a lot of people are saying. People are like saying this might be the best assault rifle in the game and stuff like that. There's like attachment called High Caliber 2. It's not a weapon mod for it, but High Caliber 2 basically makes it to where you do more damage to the head and the upper chest, and in a way it is a little bit overpowered. I think I tried this out a little bit, and you kill enemies pretty fast since we do have 150 health in the game. Also the Spitfire, I heard a lot of people saying this like was the most powerful gun in the game, but the thing is, the Spitfire, I tried using it and I didn't do very good with it. Maybe I was using it wrong, I'm not really sure. I'll have to try when the full game comes out, but from my experience, it's not very good at medium ranges. It's only good at close quarter. Like literally you melt people at close range, and I think that's why people are saying it's overpowered, which is understandable. But at medium ranges, you can't really kill anyone, so that might be why I don't really think it's overpowered, but that's just my personal opinion. Another thing I would actually like to talk about are the game modes. So the game modes in the game we were able to play were Search and Destroy, Chaos TDM, Hardpoint, Domination, Control, which is a new mode, as well as Heist. Those were the game modes we were able to play, which is, now that I think about it, is kind of a variety of game modes. I just for some reason didn't think it was a big variety, but yeah. So my personal opinion, I loved playing Chaos TDM and Chaos Kill Confirm. This playlist was freaking awesome. I don't know if this is actually replacing Team Deathmatch and Kill Confirm when the game comes out. I'm not 100% sure about that, but what Chaos TDM and Kill Confirm is what it is. It's basically the same as TDM and Kill Confirm, right? The only thing is that you can actually select up to 2 specialists per team, which I actually forgot to mention earlier in the videos. You can only pick 1 specialist per team, which kind of makes them unique in a way because each of their abilities do provide teamwork and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. But with Chaos TDM and Kill Confirm, you can select up to 2 of the same specialists on the same team, which I think is pretty cool as well. And personally, though, this game mode was like really fun for me. I don't know why it performed very well in all the maps I played. I don't know, Chaos TDM and Kill Confirm were just really fun game modes, and I think that's a good thing, right? Because I think those game modes are really popular. Another thing I would like to mention is, I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, that Domination does not play very well. I was very disappointed playing Domination. I did hear before I started playing it that the spawns were horrible, it plays terrible, and of course I was just kind of seeing other people's opinions, but when I tried it out for myself, yeah, they really are bad. I don't know why. For some reason, Hardpoint is okay. I didn't play too much Hardpoint during the beta, but Hardpoint played pretty okay from my experience. But Domination, however, is just not very good, and I'm not really sure why. They're gonna have to figure out something to actually make it a lot better. It's not like they changed any rules or anything. It's like the spawns are just wacko. Maybe because people are moving too fast. Maybe it's the specialist. I don't know what it is. I will admit though, I was playing Domination on the map Contraband. As you know, like the B flag is in the middle of that bridge area. And I saw this guy on the enemy team, which is a very good idea, but also very annoying. Every time my teammates were trying to capture B, we couldn't because there would be a fire break underneath the water using his reactor core type gear, you know? And it's just so freaking annoying because there's like no way we can capture it, right? And so it just kind of bothers me how you can use a reactor core in the water, which doesn't really make any sense to me. But yeah, Domination is a complete butt, and I'm not very happy with it. However, we have 2 new modes that play very well, and the first one is being Control. It's kind of a play on Hardpoint and I guess Search and Destroy, so each team has a limited number of lives. I think it's like 25 lives or 30 lives, I can't remember. So yeah, if you run out of lives, then you won't be able to respawn during that round, and there's kind of like a defending and attacking side and stuff like that. It plays very well. You make sure you use your specialist abilities to your advantage and use them well, like for example using Torx like Barricade and stuff like that. You make sure you place his barbed wire and barricade in like the best spots possible, because that's what's gonna win you the game, I tell you right now. Also Heist, this is a really cool mode. It doesn't really matter what specialist you play as in the mode Heist because you don't actually use any of your specialist abilities in this, but what's cool about Heist is that it's Search and Destroy, so you only have 1 life, but when an enemy kills you, you don't actually die. You're actually in a last stand kind of position, and teammates can revive you, which is really cool. So, and I'm pretty sure this is what we're going to see here in the Blackout mode once it's available to us. So Heist, yeah, it's kind of like Blackout in a way. You actually scavenge items, you can revive teammates and stuff like that. And what the point of the mode is actually you're supposed to, like, each team is supposed to find this bag of cash, and a team member needs to pick it up, and then like a helicopter is going to come randomly somewhere on the map, and you have to pretty much get to that extraction point. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and you like use, and yeah, you don't use any of your created classes. Throughout the rounds that you play, you actually earn money through like assists, shooting an enemy, killing an enemy, picking up the cash itself, extracting the cash, all that kind of stuff. You use that cash to kind of create your own class throughout the match, which I just think is absolutely awesome, and I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Heist once it comes out on October 12th. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole review for Black Ops 4, you guys. This is actually a really long video. I was really hoping to make it only 10 minutes, but now I am almost at 20 minutes, so that's a little frustrating for me, but that's okay. I'm probably going to upload this the next day anyway. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for whatever you guys feel this video deserves, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Call of Duty videos later in the future, and I shall catch you guys later.